Hi, this is Megan Telling, and I'm going to be demonstrating a little bit of a confusing part in my top-down mittens pattern. This is the studded mittens pattern, and there's a 3-needle bind-off that joins the thumb to the body, and it's a little bit hard to explain in words. So for anyone who wants to see it visually, this is what I'm doing this for. So here I've just finished the thumb to where it says to go to. There's my unique beginning of round marker, and then I've done the next few stitches. And then what I've done to prepare is put the 4 stockinette stitches next to the 2 markers that have been removed. I put that on its own separate double pointed needle, and now I'm going to pull these through so they're just out of the way. These are just on hold for now. So these ones are the 4 that are getting bound off. And here's my body of mitten, which I've put the stitches on hold on extra double pointed needles, and I've put those 4 stitches that are going to get bound off on their own spare double pointed needle as well. So all I have to do is line these up, and I've got my 12-inch tail, which is actually too long. So I recommend 12 inches. This is way too long, but and then I've got my attached working yarn, and I'm using different colors, so hopefully it's a little bit easier to follow. So now I'm going to use another needle to bind off these 4, and if you've never done a 3-needle bind off before, it's really easy. You have to do it with the inside facing, otherwise you'll have a seam sticking out on the outside. So this will be really discreet. So you take your needles parallel, so you're going to be binding off these 4 from both at the same time using your 3rd needle. So you just stick it through the first stitch on each needle and knit that, pull them both off together, and then knit the second one, both of them, pull them off, and now you bind off just like normally. Bind off the first stitch over the second stitch, and now you work the 3rd stitch, bind off the second one over that. And now one thing I'm going to do before I work the 4th stitch is I'm going to take this working yarn that I know I'm going to be using to continue around. I'm going to bring that through the needles, through the middle of the mitten, and I'm going to start using both of these strands held together for the next couple stitches. So here's the 4th stitch from each needle that I'm binding off. Now I'm binding off I'm going to drop one of these, binding off the 3rd stitch, pulling it over the 4th. And now I want to bind off the 4th stitch, but there's no more stitches in the middle. So I'm going to continue like I would be going around in the mitten, and that's the 1st stitch from the mitten only. So I'm done with this needle too now. And in this pattern it happens to be a purl stitch, but just work it as it would be in your pattern. So you're going to purl that and then pull, bind off the 4th stitch. So now all 4 of your stitches have been bound off. And now you can drop your 12-inch tail and just continue with your working yarn as you would in your pattern.